There is no firm agreement on the definition of a sports car, although most experts agree it is a car that can be driven on the daily chores through the week and raced on the weekend.
That was Walter Cronkite 60 years ago racing up the Lime Rock Park in Connecticut. Lime Rock is one of the nation's oldest and most historic tracks, a Paul Newman favorite too. Today it's owned and operated by a racing legend, Skip Barber, now in his 8th decade. Barber, who has barely slowed down, is currently navigating the pandemic while shepherding a new generation of drivers into one of America's great pastimes.
Today, more than 500,000 Americans drive sports cars. Several thousand of them race.
Walter Cronkite's exploration of sports cars came during the peak of hot rodding.
Take a corner like that, you see, and you really can put your foot in it, get up to speed in a hurry.
When tens of millions of Americans tinkered with cars in garages before racing them on suburban streets and professional tracks.
By the thousands, they come on weekends to watch the richer and braver at courses like this one at Lime Rock, Connecticut.
One of the best destinations then and now is Lime Rock Park in Lakeville, Connecticut. First opened in 1957, Lime Rock has been owned for 37 years now by Skip Barber, a former race car driver who became the most famous instructor in America. Racing legends Jeff Gordon and Chip Ganassi are just two of the renowned graduates from his school. When you were first up and coming, the belief was that you couldn't necessarily teach someone how to drive the right way, and you disagreed with that.
Yeah, it might be more accurate to say there was no belief. I mean, it just almost didn't occur to people. I mean, all other sports had so many coaches. There was really one racing school at the time, and I didn't know. There were two, and I didn't know anything about them. And so when I started the school, I didn't know if it would work. And of course you can coach people. Fortunately.
Fortunately. Barber drove home the idea that drivers needed to pay attention to the basics, like the key in all racing, finding the proper line. That means hugging the corners just the right way, hitting so-called apex points on turns.
Obviously, the objective is just to get the car through each turn as fast as it possibly can go.
There's a simple beauty to it that has long lured in some of America's biggest celebrities. James Dean, James Garner, and Paul Newman, who became a renowned driver after beginning his racing career at the age of 47. Newman's fascination with racing and Lime Rock was featured in the 2016 documentary, Winning.
You can drive hard, and you can even drive extra hard, and you're not going to win any races. The only way that you're ever going to win a race is just to be right on the edge of it all the time.
I remember Paul Newman talking about how he couldn't dance, couldn't sing, couldn't hit a baseball, couldn't do anything, yet he could really drive a car.
Why did Newman love this place so much?
This is a very satisfying track to drive if you get it right. So that was a big reason. But people really left him alone here. He could come here like a normal person, and he could interact with people, but it was about cars, it was about racing. It's not what movie he was going to make. And he wasn't bothered.
Lime Rock has made its name in part by not having any grandstands or seats. People move around and enjoy what is a park and not just a track.
Just watch how the Corvair stays under control in this situation.
It's also a popular testing site for automakers, as they get to try out the next generation of cars, the continued focus on electric. Are you driving or am I driving? What are we doing?
You're driving, I'm told.
Okay. We went out with Barber in Porsche's new all-electric Taycan.
Go for it. Good, good, good. You can start opening the throttle. Let's unwind the wheel a little. Good. This is your only time to relax here.
Anything but a traditional sports car. Not really one at all.
The car's not a sports car, but the steering is very much like the steering in a sports car.
But a huge part of what appeals to kids today.
Get to the apex and let it go.
This thing really accelerates. Yeah, it is.
About 20 years ago, we were really worried about the future of racing. And everybody here had gray hair, the people driving, the people working, the spectators. And that has changed remarkably. And we would like to take credit for that, but we have no idea why that's happened.
There's been a turnover. I mean, there's a lot of young kids who are into it.
They're not working on cars. I mean, you know, when this sport really started in the 50s and 60s, kids worked on their cars, you know, hot rodders, all that. And of course, you open a car hood now and forget it. But you come to a major spectator race, the place is full of kids.
It's not just the spectator or track experience that gets the next generation going, though.
Passing through a beautiful countryside like this.
Just as it did 60 years ago, it's a chance to be outside, on the open road.
You got a country lane like this one, boy, the thing really goes.
Whether it's a car powered by gasoline or electricity, feeling wind and speed, not just bumper-to-bumper traffic or cramped office spaces, is as enduring as it gets.
This is correct. This is going to be our best one.
As Skip Barber has been teaching for all these years.
This is good. This is good. Don't turn it anymore. Perfect.
Do you still find the same joy in driving?
Yes,
Never went away.
correct. And interest in cars never went away.
That's right. Lime Rock, unfortunately, has had to close now for races because of the pandemic, but they are open for some private events responsibly.
How fast did you get?
I went out with a couple different vehicles. I don't know exactly.
Of course you do. Come on.
Come on. 100?
Probably faster than I should have at times, but that's why you have people like Skip to sort of rein you in and teach you how to do it the right way.
That's because
so you don't
Nicole is
run off the
watching.
track because I'm not good.
Stuff. Well,